Wow, me and my jowa. Ay, sorry. Wala pala akong jowa. Welcome to my vlog. This is my new episode of Nurse Jose, and of course, today we'll be talking about a very special topic. And of course, this is going to be a trivia topic because of course we'll be talking about something that is actually not the usual thing that we're going to teach in school. So yung pag-uusapan po natin ngayon is about kung anong taon or ilang taon yung pinakabatang naging ina. Okay, so of course you will know the exact years, months, and of course the number of days of this young lady or a child who actually gave birth to a son. Mamayang konti after the end of this vlog. Okay, so the main reason why I'm going to tackle about this one because of course we'll talk also about the development of secondary sex characteristics for the puberty period of a young lady or a young man. So today, we'll talk about a special child or a child who actually gave birth at a very young age. And of course, we'll talk about that child, and later on, we'll reveal what is the age of that child, including the months, and at the same time, the number of days when she gave birth to a son. Okay, so let's actually reveal the name of that child. The name of that child is Lina Marcela Medina Di Horado. So that is actually her complete name. So we'll call her Marcela instead of Lina, instead of Horado, or instead of Medina. So we'll be calling her Marcela. So Marcela actually was born last September 23, 1933, and she was actually born in Peru. So she was actually living in a small province in Peru, and at the same time she was born with her parents, and the name of her parents are, her father is Tiburilo Medina, and the occupation of her father is Atin Smith. Her mother is Victoria Lucia. So he's actually having 8 siblings, so therefore they are composed of a big family. And of course, she is actually having siblings with her, and they didn't actually expect that this young lady or this young girl will give birth at a very young age. Her pregnancy was actually confirmed by a physician, and the physician is actually named Dr. Gerardo Lozada, and she was actually diagnosed via the use of an X-ray, and at the same time the use of an X-ray during that time because of course there's no ultrasound then. So 6 weeks after the diagnosis of her pregnancy, she actually gave birth to a son, and she gave birth via cesarean section. And the main reason why she was actually advised to have cesarean section is because of her very small pelvis, of course because she is still very young then. And of course, the doctors who actually assisted in her operation in the cesarean section are Dr. Bosalio, the surgeon, and of course the anesthesiologist is Dr. Cotratera. So they are actually the ones who assisted in the delivery or who assisted the cesarean section delivery of this child, Miss Marcela. And according to the research, Marcela actually experienced her first menstrual period at the age of 8 months. So that's actually gonna be very young then. And of course, after the delivery, of course, Marcela gave birth to a son, and the weight of her son at the time of delivery is, the weight is 2.7 kilos, and that's equivalent to 6 pounds. And of course, he was actually named after the doctor assisted her in her delivery. And then the name of her son is actually Gerardo. Gerardo was actually make believe that Marcela is actually his sibling or his sister, but at the age of 10 years old, Gerardo knew that Marcela is actually his own mother. So in that case, there were actually no evidence telling us what happened after Gerardo knew that Marcela is actually her mother. When Marcela was actually diagnosed or confirmed that she was actually pregnant, her father was actually arrested because of an idea that Marcela was actually a victim of child sexual abuse. But because of lack of evidence, the father of Marcela was actually released from being in prison because, of course, there was no concrete evidence to prove that indeed Marcela was actually abused by her own father. The son of Marcela actually died at the age of 40 years old. He died at the age, as already mentioned, he died at the age of 40 years old in the year 1979. And the reason why her son died is because of bone marrow condition. So there is actually a bone marrow disease that was actually experienced by her son. And of course, Marcela worked at the clinic of Dr. Losada. And of course, Dr. Losada was able to give Marcela good education. And at the same time, she worked as a secretary of that clinic. In 1972, Marcela got married and was able to have a child or have a second son. And in that specific experience, Marcela was actually loved by her husband. And of course, that was actually the second time that Marcela gave birth. It was actually believed that this story of Marcela is actually fake, or there's no specific evidence to prove that it really exists. But it was actually proven because there were actually two pictures published in a newspaper or published in a magazine. The specific biopsies and x-rays of Marcela, and of course there was this, they found out that there was this fetal skeleton found in the utero of Marcela. And of course, it was actually proven that this is actually true. And there were actually evidence to prove that this is actually going to be true. But of course, it depends on what kind of research you're actually going to be doing. So in that note, it is actually believed that it's actually going to be true. Marcela is actually the only, the youngest among the reported cases of pregnancy in the entire history of a woman. It's because, of course, Marcela is actually experiencing a condition, and a condition that was actually termed as your precocious puberty. And of course, that precocious puberty is actually going to be tackled on in our next vlog. And of course, this is gonna be revealing what is the reason why Marcela actually gave birth at a very young age. Okay? So, gusto niyo na po bang malaman kung ilang taon po ba si Marcela? Kung anong taon siya, ilang buwan siya na naging buntis at saka nagdadalang tao? Alam na this. So, this is gonna be the reveal of the exact age in years, age in months, and at the same time, with number of days when Marcela gave birth to Gerardo. Gerardo, her own son, at a very, very young age. So, to reveal, Marcela gave birth at the age of 5 years old, 7 months, and 21 days. So, in short, she is actually the youngest woman who gave birth at that very young age. So, in that note, there are a lot of studies that were actually conducted to prove that indeed Marcela is actually the youngest of all those who gave birth. But of course, there were actually no evidence, further evidence to prove that there was another, or there is another woman who gave birth at that very young age. And of course, as of today, the age of reproduction is the age of 14 years old until 49 years old. But at that age, I don't know, because of course there are a lot of things that we need to know, especially for that condition. And of course, I hope you're going to watch out for that, especially in our next vlog. And if you are actually new to this channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. At the same time, please also don't forget to hit the notification bell for you to be updated with my succeeding uploads of this channel. Please don't forget to like, share this video for those who wants to know also who or what age is the youngest woman who gave birth. Bye for now.
Dora!